Steve Wallace. He's got tricks. You guys. But hey, fire's number one in the bush. Survival is camping or survival itself. Fire's number one. Okay, well, I'm actually going to get Steve to try my huckleberry wine. I tested it myself, but I need a connoisseur like yourself.
What kind of wine juice?
Okay, so I want to get his opinion on my huckleberry wine. Right on, let's see how you start. Let's do it. Check out Steve's magical way of getting the fire going. We happen to have some nice thin firewood.
I love it. When people pay it forward, and I encourage everybody to do that. You want to get home with like it's up and no middle nowhere.
It's off to the next camper. Right? That's what I would do, for sure.
So we're also going to wrap on what because I don't want to go static. I don't think it would happen, but basically, I do like to talk now.
Yeah. No black candy? Yeah. Well, no, it's not going yet. However you get the fire going, doesn't matter to me. There is no wrong. Hey Finn, that's enough now. We're doing a fireside chat. Even though the fire's over there, we're kind of doing it where we have better lighting. It's not the best lighting.
Yeah, we're baking in the sun because we need to get a full day.
Well, yeah. But I want Steve to try my homemade wine. I tasted it, but like I say, I need second opinion for sure. So,
whip it out. Do you want it thrown or do you want it just teeth? Not letting go.
People have been trying it. I'm running out. I gotta make more this year because it turned out, I think, I actually brought you a special wine.
Well, that's downright fancy. You're a sophisticated man. Wow.
Well, not really.
Real glass, too. How about that?
There you go.
We're not just going insurance on that bottle.
Won't give you too much peace. It's got a little cloudy. Maybe it's still fermenting, but it's.
Oh, it's probably got jostled on the logging road up here.
It did. But anyways, give her a go, and then I want to ask Steve a couple questions.
Nothing better. Actually, it's really delicious. It is. You know, usually people say there's one trying from the one. Bad. But this is good. Yeah, despite the fact that it's a scorching hot day and so wine is.
Well, after this video, we're going to go to the shade.
It is.
That's pretty good.
This is good.
Right? I was curious, like how you came up with this idea of self-care.
I think most people have done it their whole lives, like starting when you're a teen. You have that little secret spot that you go out and you can't make a fire. You're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be there. And it is good to do it. You know, there was times that
living on the edge.
living in a gray zone. We used to go out and camp. We'd set up a tent and like on a walking trail in the city, just off the walking trail. And I remember trying to have excuses. People coming by, I'm a bird watching. Bird watching. Right? But it's just fun to go camping, not in camp. Some of it's a little silly, you know. But
that was one of my favorite videos of Steve's was the roundabout with the shrubs, and you could hide in there, remember? And you must get harassed once in a while. By the police or
never happened. It's it was a close call. Once there was some. It was in a residential kind of area in the city park, and there was somebody walking by with a flashlight. I think it was like wasn't police, just somebody who lived in there. And you know they were calling their way, or somebody out there, It's they're a security guard. I think chased that. I was at a highway, but they were doing construction on pipeline, so that's security there. There could be protesters and stuff on pipeline, so they would probably keep a good eye out for somebody camping or pushing. So the project.
Really?
It's
But you spend some time on the island. Steve and I will get together, do some salmon fishing. You into that? On the island?
I don't like salmon that much.
But a halibut. Okay. We'll go catch a halibut for the halibut.
That sounds right up my alley. I want to actually cook on my channel. I'll cook a good meal. It's going to be like a package of dried noodles and sausage and a can of something. It's going to be
like gourmet. So he's going to cook me a gourmet meal in the future. That
I'm trying to make the secret is
actually, like I say, I'm going to do some cooking this year of some wild plants. I didn't fight any wild onions yet. Oh, hey, yeah, there's a fire all around us here. This is one of my favorite lakes.
The fire isn't happening.
It's not happening now. This was last.
It's burned out.
But there should be somewhere else maybe we can hook up and see what we can do. We could try a couple of tasks and talk, see if we can get a fish or do something like that.
It's going to be working. Beautiful day in the sun.
Beautiful day.
It's having probably still.
No, I really appreciate your time. Doing the fireside chat with Steve's great.
Anytime somebody invites me out for homemade wine, nice to high fire, private, I'm down for that.
Well, you go. So it's not always stealth camping. Sometimes real camping is good too.
You know, I wanted a serious channel back in the day. I didn't start off to be a stealth camper, stunt camping things. But they got pretty fun to do over the years. Like I was out there trying to, construct bush showers and stuff like that. Looking for wildlife. That's most of my videos. I spend driving around all these bad roads, looking for a bear or
and I mean, hey, finding the wildlife, man, that just adds to it.
The best one I found was this blonde black one. It was pretty much blonde except with dark colors. Maybe a little bit of dark stuff, but just blonde.
Well, that's very interesting because actually I saw this bear one time near Creston. Excuse me, near Creston, and it was a cinnamon bear with a black head. Yeah. No, isn't that unusual?
That is, and when I saw that bear, I thought, oh please.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Get it fixed now and pay later with flexible payment options only at safelight.com.
Share your extra.
Gold standard. Gold dust. Pop. Co-pilot. I bet my daughter an ice cream that a snail's faster than a slug. Am I gonna win?
I hope nobody shoots this thing because it's beautiful, and that's exactly what people want to shoot at. Make her earn that.
I've always been against everything myself because the meat to me is not that good. I've had some good bear sausage, mind you, but at the same time, I'd rather see them in the blood, not hanging on somebody's neck. The Finn is pestering Steve.
That's everything off camera. Yeah, you can't see it. But yeah, it's not imaginary. There's actually a dog here.
Oh, no, we didn't even get you in the film. There. Look, you gotta get in there. Steve and I are going to hang out in the future. It's been great. We actually couldn't get out and do this video yesterday because there was
hockey games.
Hockey games
keep coming on. And, you know, we're rooting for the same team.
You know, I would like to see it. So we've been following hockey.
Would be pretty good. So then, like the last couple of days, we've been, you know, renting a little cabin to stay at. We have a couple of little cabins. And I've got my girlfriend's out here, and she's actually minding the cabin that I'm staying in right now.
She's holding the fort. Well, we get out and do some videos.
Yeah, so, but you're so uncomfortable in like a cabin. I know Finn's uncomfortable being in a cabin, but it's like
he does not want to be in the cabin. He doesn't like motels. But when he's out here, you see how he is. Like he's just happy.
So your back is hurt pretty bad because you haven't done your hammock in a bit.
Well, there you go too. Yeah, every time I stay in a motel, my back starts to act up. But if I'm sleeping in my hammock, my superior gear, and what type of hammock you got?
So I got kind of sleep. They're made actually, I think, on Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah, they're Canadian hammocks. I dreamed of having that hammock years ago. I went out. Yeah, it was. I thought the most irresponsible purchase of my life. Like buying this. I forget. It wasn't even that much, but back then money was really tight, so I spent $200 or $300 with the snake skins or those are all that good. It just seemed ideas. And I love that hammock. I used it so much, but actually now, Tom Rancy let me put this in there. And
we're doing it.
Yeah, the owner of the hammock company watches my channel. He's sent me some.
Okay, go get the price.
Some other hammocks to use in videos. I normally don't ever do any type of exposure. I think you're the same.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, I think part of the problem with sponsorship is you gotta pretend you like this stuff even if it's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because hey, like I've spent my life in the bush, and man, I know good stuff and bad stuff. I don't want to pretend it's good and mislead the public. And now they're buying this stuff and it doesn't work for me. So, you know,
I thought that's the part of the video. Oh, today's sponsored by Finn and homemade boots, right? But
well, this video is always sponsored by Finn because
homemade boots.
But he never asked for any money. Just, he gets steaks, hamburger, and I got to eat the dog food.
Well, you see, I don't
have to.
I hope you didn't bring any can of dog food.
No, we're gonna have some.
Now we're talking. See,
let's see if we throw a bobber out and maybe catch a fish.
Maybe catch a fish. Well, I'm not a trout fan. That's the problem.
But I would eat it.
But that's a much better thing. I have no problem with fish. I love fish. A bunch of different types of fish I don't like.
Well, when we get to the island, let's go halibut fishing. Right, he loves halibut. Well, you got halibut.
Yes, burbot, walleye. Those are favorites. Like that one. But any of the salmon, trouts, like it's just the flavor. I mean, I grew up eating, like we had salmon all the time. on an 80 fish, but it was just it's got a strong fishy flavor for sure. Full of little bones, just chew.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I mean, I like all fish. When I was on the one show, I mean, that's pretty much all you had. Fish every day.
Well, it's better than the alternative. Bugs and nothing.
Well, that's true.
Like, on the
And the
show,
one thing I refused to do because, well, we were told on season 3 that I was on the first one, do not eat the rodents because they have antibiotics. So basically, hey, you know what? I don't even want to eat rodents in the first place, do you? I'll eat earthworms, I'll eat grubs, but I don't want to eat rodents.
I knew a fellow that was eating squirrels.
But squirrels get eaten.
Still rodent.
Still rodent, but they're vegetarian ones.
I think if I were to eat a squirrel, it would have to be burned to a crisp, covered in barbecue sauce. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even want to taste any of the squirrel. I don't want to know what it tastes like. I want to taste just the barbecue sauce and a little squirrel. But we're not going to do that. That's me.
Well, no, yes. I want to take Steve up to this special place. We'll see how it goes. We might even camp out tonight. See if we can get a fish.
When you did your like a couple seasons there,
I did frozen.
I never saw frozen. I didn't even know what it was.
But I didn't stick around for 6 days. I'm not going through this again. I was kind of like PSD. What do they call it?
Just messing with me. He comes up trying to drop the stick.
Oh.
He wants to play with
He doesn't want to give it back. That time.
So like that's the one thing I was always curious about. When I go out, I film videos. Like when I'm doing it, I'm the actor, the writer, the director, the editor. It's not scripted, but it's definitely planned out, right? So I know what I'm going to do. Obviously, some surprises come along the way, or they give up wrong story. Just but like I would generally not film a ton of stuff, but so like on that, like you do any of the shows that I want, you have to constantly be filming yourself.
Yeah, they pretty much want they want film from first light till dark, and even after dark, and fire going. So if you haven't eaten for a week, you know, like there was one time I didn't get a fish for a week on season 2. They just weren't biting. I had like 5 set lines. But you hardly have the energy to put your shoes on in the morning, but they want 6 to 8 hours of food. So it gets tough.
So yeah, and you were limited to the 10 items that you got to pick from a set list of those items.
Yeah, there's about 40 items you're allowed to choose from. And you got to pick 10 of the 40. Now,
10 guns.
Huh?
10 guns.
10 guns. They have silly items on there too. Though. Get this one, a hairbrush, mega hairbrush. Like, who is going to sacrifice fishing line for a hairbrush?
Some people with like, you seem like a hairbrush person.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
But like for me, like I grew my hair out, and you know what I use for a hairbrush? Half the time, fingers. I just do that, right? Like I'm not going to waste any. Well, no, obviously. But like, does it worry? Like, are you allowed to bring like if you got medication?
I think if you need prescription glasses, certain if it's necessary, yes.
Not as an item.
No.
Well, I need to get that.
No, that's right. I mean, but yeah, you got to choose your items wisely. I got a buddy, he applied for the show, and I think he gets on, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, I'm going to give you a shout out. Jeremy does things, and it'd be nice if you go on the show, but it's not as easy as people think.
I don't think it's easy at all.
It's not. I'm telling you, you're putting your life on the line. And man, look at you. You haven't eaten for a week. How many people watching this video could go a week to take you? Not.
Probably not a lot of them, unless they're actively competing, in which case they're not watching.
No, actually, I'm looking for Africa, South Africa.
Sounds interesting. Like it's like just so difficult. You are very good at it. It's like the last couple of days, everywhere you go, there's Greg. He says, "Oh, this, these seeds, they stop blood flow for gunshot."
Shepherd fruits.
But for a whole new country with all new stuff, all new plants to learn.
Right.
And I think you got.
They do give you advance warning of where you're going, so you do have a couple of months to try to study the plants.
Or to go cash
And
some food out the
bring some seeds.
Bring some seed, cash some food out there.
Good.
It's healthy.
I don't know, radish seeds would be pretty.
Radish is good, but I don't know how much nutrients in radishes. They're tasty, they help, but I don't think they're full calories. Nothing is going to grow in 2 weeks. And actually, that's the thing about my that I thought to bring with me to sprout my bean sprouts. Then I can have like a stir-fried bean sprouts afterwards. But there's less calories and nutrition in the bean sprouts than in the actual beans themselves. Like once it grows like that.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's true. But the most nutritious plant is all around us, dandelion. Most nutritious plant in the planet.
Unless you're really
Sometimes you don't find it.
like if you go too far from the road.
That's why it's good to know your plants, folks. Almost 90% of the time you rely on fish because they're easy to get, easy. All you need is a warm enough.
Rely on bringing it. But so with the longest that you were in
Season 3, I think 15 years.
I can't imagine sitting here with food and with food and water and not being hungry by anything. But I can't imagine in 51 days here with no contact with anybody. It's like
Always.
I got an email. I got an email from the casting director a few years ago, and she said, she noticed my channel, and do I do any kind of survivalist stuff as well? I said, if I did, yeah, that'd be a dream investment because I don't find want to talk something interesting. But I'm more of a character than some people are more dead serious survivalist. Right, that makes good TV, but I would last one day. Absolutely, one day. Like I will be. Like I don't know. Like I just get hungry. I don't know what I can eat, but
Well, I mean, it's a lifetime acquired skill. There's a difference between bushcraft and survival. Bushcraft is fun. Survival is, hey, if your life's on the line, man, you're going to find ways to survive. But lots of people every year die.
Lots do, but I think most people that go camping, it's great to know.
Okay, please. I'll go in the race. Finn won't leave us alone. We're trying to do this video. He's just stick like this. But anyway, Steve, hey, let's get out of here.
That sounds great.
Hey, we might even go for a swim. It's hot. Phil. Yeah, well, I'm going to throw it for you. Okay. Here we go. Okay. You were supposed to jump off the dock, Finn. Okay, well, I brought Steve to a special spot. We're going to camp out for the night. I'd like it if he gets to see a grizzly bear. But anyway, I got to show you the scenery around here, guys. It's incredible. Well, I'll tell you, man, we are in a beautiful, beautiful spot. We're going to get the fire going. Steve is filming over there, as you can see.
He's doing our videos.
Doing our videos.
Big Soul is Greg's camera. Trying to start a fire.
I want to thank Steve Wallace for being on the Fireside Chat. I want you all to know that I appreciate you subscribers and all you viewers. He did on his channel a camping with Steve and Greg video. Be sure to check that out. And we are planning out a 4-day adventure. It's going to be awesome. So keep the bell on. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, Steve, for being on the Fireside Chat. And if you want to check out the overnight camping that we did together, go to Steve's channel, Camping with Steve Wallace. And you can see our overnight camping adventure. And we'll see you on the next one.
Z-Bar protein snack bars have a crispy crunch and the taste kids love. With organic oats to keep going and protein to keep growing. Because adventure needs fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to Camping with Steve. This one has been on my list for about 40 years. I'm going to camp in a blanket fort in an actual campground. I didn't expect so much snow, but this video was planned ahead of time, so I'm doing it anyways. I'm not going to wait for the snow to melt. Got to go find some blankets from the thrift store.
Oh, okay. That's everything?
You bet.
Purple, 4864.
Perfect colors. Found a good spot, paid the fine, time to go camping. I found the perfect campsite. The trees are just where I want them to be to set up this blanket fort. But on the other side of that log, there's a walking trail, and people were literally just walking past there. That'll be a good 10 feet from where the front of my tent is, and I don't want to scare people. There's a fine line between this looking creepy and whimsical, and I want to look like I'm out here having fun and not setting up an encampment. So, with no further ado, let's find out where this ridge line is going to go and what type of a height. I'm guessing probably about that high because I'm using clean size sheets. And if they come down at a nice angle, it should work. To safeguard the tree, I'm using hammock straps around it, and then we'll ratchet strap nice and tight between these trees and set up right here. That looks good to me. Keep all the blankets nice and clean. To start with, we'll string up my favorite one. This one has all the nice canoes and everything. some really aggressive clamps. Like, use these for your clothesline if you live in tornado country. Oh, yeah. This blanket, I find, exudes a beautiful forest green. I'm not using these as bedding, it's strictly shelter. But if I was, I'd be washing these because it's got that thrift store smell to it, which you know, some people might like, but it's always good practice to wash these things after you buy them. I can't believe this is true, but I've slept in worse. See if I can get a wall up here. Yeah. Books are starting to roll in from the serious campers here. Has anybody seen a grown man sleeping in a blanket fort before? Hello. You're all in a tent. Thank you. I will do. I'll put down this sleeping bag, opened up as kind of a nice floor. Definitely seems cozy in here. It's nice and quiet too. Blocks out the noisy neighbors. I like this. Deluxe air mattress tonight. My hip was destroyed after that last camping trip, so I deserve a nice, relaxing night on the gourmet self-inflating air mattress. I'll put the door on the front of it here before bed for sure, because the trailer's right there. And this is a fine little home. Cheers, everybody. See, all you need is a couple of ratchet straps, a few blankets, and some really aggressive clothespins. You got yourself a makeshift tent right there. There's good, wholesome, normal campers over there with fancy gear and campers. And to show you how close I am to the walking trail, like that's it here. And we're going to walk down it because it goes to the beach. But yeah. We are on the walking trail, and if somebody walks by, that's what they see. Good thing I don't have to be stealthy here. I can see how you could spend hours going for a long walk on the beach, but it's not going to get snow off the picnic table. I get ready for dinner eventually, and in the daylight, it's a good time to do it. I drop stuff in the dark. Blast a little white noise because the folks in the other campsite are playing copyrighted music, and YouTube doesn't like that one bit. But we'll get a fire going, and hopefully they tucker themselves out, and we can get back to the soothing sounds of the ocean beside us. They've turned down the music, so that's great. They're still talking a little loud, but I don't mind that. I got my flashlights down before it's too dark. Garlic bread, because I'm having salad tonight. The ingredients are in the car so that they don't freeze. I've got lettuce and cucumbers, whatever's supposed to go into a salad. It's right around freezing, so 0 Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Walk in the park, guys. It's actually very warm, or it feels warmer out of the wind inside here. And I'll get another part on the front clipped on here relatively shortly, but until bedtime, I like to see the fire right there. Doesn't get any better than this. I never thought I would be unironically dicing a shallot. Just doing a simple halibut salad with white wine cream sauce. Of course, it's not quite camping with Steve unless you're deglazing your pan-fried halibut pan with a little Pinot Grigio. Shallots.
Is that Philly cheesesteak? Yeah, boy! Hot pockets. Save your groceries. For the love of food. Ziploc.
Not feeling the grays but don't want to color? Try Just for Men Control GX Gray Reducing Shampoo. Just shampoo like you do to gradually reduce grays. Now boosted with carrot. Hair looks 2 times thicker to keep you looking your best. Control GX Shampoo.